Welcome back to another episode of Rock Boys Football. Some massive news for the Ohio State fans coming early Saturday morning as four-star tight end Nate Roberts from the state of Oklahoma commits to Ohio State in this 2025 class. And really two things stand out to me early about Nate Roberts, and we're going to dive into the film. But one, a very impressive recruiting win for Ohio State, where you go to the state of Oklahoma, really go head-to-head with the Oklahoma Sooners for one of the best prospects in that state. Really impressive win for Ohio State on the recruiting trail. But I think more importantly, you talk about the fit of Nate Roberts in this Ohio State offense. You look at what Ohio State has done on the recruiting trail with some of the top wide receivers, obviously guys like Jeremiah Smith. What do you want from that tight end position? In my mind, you want a tight end that can really control and command the middle of the field. And I really think that's exactly what Nate Roberts brings to the table. You look at these wide receivers, guys like Jeremiah Smith, safeties are going to have to respect what guys like Jeremiah Smith can do on the outside. And now you have a tight end in Nate Roberts, who I think is going to be extremely dominant in a vacated middle of the field for Ohio State. Really like this fit, really like this prospect. Want to get into the film. Before we do, and as always, just want to say thank you to you guys. A massive shout out to the Ohio State fans. It has been a blast breaking down this team on the recruiting trail. I've said it the last couple of times. This Ohio State team, it's really a 1-2 race between Ohio State, LSU, Georgia in terms of who's going to have this number one class in 2025. And quite frankly, as we stand right now, Ohio State looking really good. But again, Ohio State fans, appreciate you guys rocking with the fellas. They're very excited for the spring game. If y'all do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel. And without further ado, let's get into Nate Roberts. And I think when you start about Nate Roberts, this is a traditional tight end in an era of high school football where you don't see a ton of traditional tight ends that can play in line, can get it done in the blocking department. Nate Roberts is one of those tight ends. You look at a lot of other tight ends coming from the high school ranks, it's really just a lot of glorified jumbo wide receivers who are freak athletes, are going to be good college football players, but I have a lot of question marks in terms of what they can do in line. You watch the film on Nate Roberts. This is a guy that has a lot of experience playing in line. That's something I really like. Secondly, Nate Roberts as a pass catcher, one, extremely good body control and coordination, especially working the middle of the field when that football is in the air. But this is also a guy that is absolutely a monster to bring down after the catch. 38 catches, over 800 yards, 21 yards per reception. And you turn on the film, that 21 yards per catch really comes from what Nate Roberts can do after the catch. He is very, very strong. Very imposing for safeties, defensive backs to bring down. Want to get into the film, talk a little bit about the fit with Nate Roberts. And again, the first thing that jumps out is what he can do over the middle of the field, what he can do lining up as an inline tight end. Again, we don't get to see that a lot from these tight end prospects. Very, very big body work in the seam, work in the middle of the field. And then you see, this is a guy that is extremely difficult to bring down for these defensive backs, safeties, linebackers. Very good athlete when it comes to operating in space as well. And again, getting involved in a lot of different ways, kind of that H-back set right now. We're just going to get the ball quickly out to him in the flat. Very good after the catch. Hurdle, breaking tackles. This is the type of athlete. This is a difference maker, I guess I'd say, at that tight end position. That's what excites me the most about Nate Roberts. You'll see him split out wide. He is certainly athletic enough to do that. And what he flashes here is just the ball skills. This is a guy that when you throw those 50-50 balls, when he's doing his hand fight, he can work through a lot of contact to make those contested catches. All those kind of things that you really want to see from tight ends going to the college football level. Ball skills when that football's in. That's like kind of the hand-eye coordination, the body control seems so smooth, so comfortable tracking that football in the air, working against low press coverage. Again, over the middle of the field, he is extremely dangerous. You see how smooth of a mover he is, but how big that catch radius is in terms of commanding that middle of the field. Really big fan of Nate Roberts. And you go to Ohio State in this 2025 class, and this is really starting to round out to a very solid class where you have the two top cornerbacks in the 2025 cycle committed. Tavion St. Clair, the number 2 quarterback. You have a very good offensive tackle in Carter Lowe. And now you see Ohio State starting to collect some of these difference makers on the offensive side of the football. And I mean, I think if you're an Ohio State fan, you love to see it. You look at where Ohio State is strongest in this recruiting class. I mean, it's on the defensive side of the football, one of the best secondary class in the country. You have a guy like TJ Alford, who we talked about the other week. Very, very big fan of him at the linebacker spot, doing a really good job on the defensive line. Ohio State cleaning up on the defensive side of the football. They got Tavion St. Clair kind of committed, leading the charge on the offensive side of the ball. But I mean, if there's anything we know, Ohio State is going to fill it up on the offensive side of the football. And you take a quick peek at the quality of players that Ohio State's landing. Number 2 in the country in the recruiting class rankings, but a 95.31 average commitment ranking is absolutely an insanely high number. I mean, this is looking like a class for Ohio State that is going to be extremely special. Fired up about this one. Very good get for the Ohio State Buckeyes. Appreciate you guys rocking with the fellas. Again, if y'all do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel, and we'll talk to y'all later.